Hi folks, welcome back to the Hoard. You know, it's that time of year. Why don't we do a quick venison video? Out by me here in New York, it is bow season. And there is, according to the trail cams, my trail cams and my buddy's trail cams, there is a small doe and a small fawn floating around back here. But that's it. There are no buck, and there are no good size does. There's just those two, mother daughter it looks like, and they're kind of hanging out together. Skittish as heck, and once again, we're talking the doe's a little bigger than a beagle. I'm exaggerating, and the doe's like 3 beagle size. And the fawn is like 1 beagle size, so not much eating there. But my buddy was hunting at a farm not far from my house, and he managed to whack a 6-pointer. This 6-pointer had a good size rack on him, very broad. And he was a broad-shouldered deer. He was actually a pretty big deer for only having 6 points on him. So anyway, Chuck got him. So when he does get a deer, I have a place near me, East Fishkill Provision, and this is what they do. You bring them the meat, and there's the prices and the kind of stuff they did to it. So I brought him a bunch of meat, and this is what I had them make me kibasi, and they made me 2 kinds of kibasi. They made me standard kibasi, and that's the stuff with the bigger chunks in it. So they made me a standard kibasi, and they made me a peppercorn kibasi, which is really excellent. And then this one here that looks like it's finer ground, right, than this. This is a pepperoni, and they're really excellent. And what I've learned to do is, you see each stick is individually wrapped, and I wrap them in cling wrap, and I wrap them as good as I can. Then I put them in these freezer bags. So with the double wrapping, they really keep pretty good. They don't get the freezer burn. You know, I mean, the meat gets a little bit of freezer burn on it. It's more cosmetic than anything. But I tend to only use them like in tomato sauces and so forth. When they're wrapped up better like this, they seem to stay fresher. I've even had like Italian bread, loaves of bread, that if you wrap really, really well with cling wrap and then put them in a freezer bag. I've had stuff in my deep freeze, Italian bread in my deep freeze for over a month, and you take it out, pop it in the oven for a minute or 2, and it comes out really good. Here you can get a really good visual of this here. That's the kibasi, and once again, and that's a pretty good visual of the pepperoni. I hope Calvin's mouth is watering looking at this. So, this is one thing that we do every fall that takes quite a bit of time. I was also up to P&T Surplus yesterday. It rained, and I have a tendency to get out and do errands. And he had these voltage regulators. These came off of, there's a guy who buys engines, and I'm not sure what he's building with those engines, but the engines come with electric start and these voltage regulators on them, and he's pulling these voltage regulators off. So they're new, but they're pulled, right? They're new, removed. So he was selling these for a couple of bucks each. And then I was short on, these are Allen keys, or Allen, they're for keyways to lock sprockets and all to an axle. I forgot the name of them. set screws. These are set screws. So you guys could see I bought different sizes and lengths and all. I just basically walked up to him with a huge handful. He had a big bin, so I grabbed a handful and I carried them up. You can see there's even stainless steel ones. Once again, different sizes and all. So all of this, $5. So my friend up at P&T Surplus took good care of me. So hopefully I'm done with errands for a little while and I could get back to my fall cleanup. You guys can kind of see that there is some space I made and all. Even breaking into this shed here kind of reminds me of what I have and what additional space I have, so that I can be thinking about this as I'm cleaning up and where do I want to put stuff and how am I putting stuff away and what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. And particularly in this shed, I got a load of tarps right there. Well, my tarps are pretty ripped up on these buildings, right? That makes a nice skylight, but also kind of lets the rain in, so I kind of have to get my act together and get that cleaned up. We're about to have like a few days of no rain, which makes it a lot easier if you're trying to organize, because you can move stuff around and you don't like have to put it away right now. You can put it away tomorrow because it's not going to rain on it. It might get a little dew on it, might get a little frost, but it's not going to get completely wasted. I think I'm up to 10 or 11 mice now. This trap keeps catching them. I added a trap and made sure that trap is baited over there. But this is the one that keeps getting them. Probably because this corner is really well isolated. Where that's kind of opened, right? You can see, and those are a little more open, so that's probably why they're hanging out here. But anyhow, I've been catching a lot of mice, so anybody with the shed, you might want to get your bucket water peanut butter can in there, or your you might want to get your act together with your mouse traps or whatever. I'm not big on poisoning things. I have hawks and cats and feral cats and fox and all kinds of other things that eat mice. So I try not to. I don't like using poison because I don't want to kill anything that naturally kills mice. I mean, the more mice they kill, the less I have to. I just as soon let nature do its part naturally and not do the poison thing. Only if I really have to, which is really never, do I use poison. Anyway, folks, I really want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your head up, and please get out there and enjoy all your days. Bye now, folks.